What makes the difference between a good team and a great team? The past 3 weeks, we've been talking about the 5 steps that will take your team from good to great. We talked about how a team from the University of Washington, a rowing team that was seen as an underdog, went to Germany and shocked the world. Last week, we talked about how to play selflessly. Are you playing for the front of the jersey, or are you playing for the back of the jersey? And today, we're going to talk about the common thread that unites all of them. The common thread that unites all great teams. And it's at the base of all human interaction, and that's communication. Now, not communication in game time situations when the pressure's on. Those are important moments, right? We talk about being open, we talk about being effective, knowing how to say it, when to say it. Those are all great things, but I want to focus on something that not a lot of people talk about. I want to focus on the moments that aren't seen as valuable, because those, to me, are the most valuable times. And that's when you're at practice. That's when you're in preseason, when 6 weeks before the game, when there's no pressure. What are you talking about at those practices? How are you conducting yourself? What are the standards? What's acceptable, what's not acceptable? I can tell a lot by a player, by an athlete, by a team, by how they talk to each other in those times. Oh, we got time. There's 6 weeks till the first game. Oh man, it's preseason. We don't need to try hard. That's when you start building the connections. That's when you start developing the mindset that makes it easier when you get in the game and you get in those pressure situations. Those practices is what makes those game time situations easier. If you're talking about, the party on the weekend, or you're talking about everything else that doesn't matter, that doesn't pertain to your sport or to that practice, you are wasting your time. And it's your responsibility as a teammate or as a coach to call that person out, to create a standard where that's unacceptable. Bill Belichick, after winning the Super Bowl this past year, said, "We're 5 weeks behind." What? We're 5 weeks behind. The season hasn't even been over for them. That's what you're competing against. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants the edge. So for you to sit in practice, a practice that's not important, and not talk about how to be better, not give 100% in all the drills, then you're never going to compete at a high level. Because every great team has no days off. Even on the days where they take rest because they need to give their body something, they're reading books, they're watching videos. They're doing something that's going to get them better. So what are you saying to those athletes that aren't matching that standard? What is your standard in those times where there's no pressure? That's when those bonds are really being created. If you look at the UConn women's basketball team, the thought of coming late to practice is it's non-existent. That doesn't even come up. If you have that thought, you're not on the team. That's the level of play that you're going up against. So you can't afford to show up late. You can't afford to leave early. You can't afford to not go 100% in all of your drills. How bad do you want it? Really? How bad do you want it? Oh, well, James, that's only one practice. I mean, we'll have tons others. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's what I tell my athletes all the time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you practice today is how you will play tomorrow. If you give it 80% today, you're going to tap into 80% tomorrow. It's a mindset. Grow or die. Grow or die. Either you're growing every day or you're dying every day. It's your choice. It's up to you. You don't have to perform at this level. You don't have to be this peak athlete. You don't have to come to the practice early. You don't have to give 100%. But if you don't want to, then don't be on the team. Don't just do it for a jersey. Don't just do it to say that you're on the team. Don't just do it because you think it'd be a cool experience. Do it because you love it. And let that passion speak for itself. In this video, there's a technique, there's an exercise that I do with all of my teams. And we get phenomenal results. It's all about giving constructive feedback. This is what you're doing well. This is what you're not doing well. This is how you fix it. And I know that that's hard to hear, constructive feedback, because it's painful. It's like, oh, well, we're not doing something right. But all great athletes love to hear that information. Yes, tell me what I need to get better at. If I'm only here, I want to be here, I need to know how to get there. What is it? Be honest with me. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I know that I need work. I'm not perfect. Right? And if you're sitting there saying, oh yeah, totally, I get this. I got to tell all my team this. I'm good. I don't talk. I come early. I run full speed through all the drills. It's not me, it's my team. I'm going to challenge you to look inside yourself and really be honest with you for a second. Because the people that do that are often the people that need the most work. We're not all perfect. We all need to progress in some area. So ask feedback from the team. Download that exercise. You're going to get tremendous value from it. But being really honest, creating that standard. Like, what is acceptable for you? Showing up late is not acceptable. Compete. Progress. Grow or die. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Go make your team better. Go raise the standard. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, go to my website, jamessilvas.com. Sign up for that email blast. We're constantly interviewing professional athletes and giving those strategies to you, helping you become a better performer and helping you optimize who you are. If you haven't already, follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Stay tuned next week. We'll dive into what it takes to be a great athlete. All right? Go make your team great, download the exercise, and have fun with this.